We are on to the semis of OLS number 18. And for the semis, we got Insulinado versus RickoRex, who was nice enough to go ahead and turn on his stream for us as well because he's running a spicy lineup. Not going to lie. Check those deck links in the description below because, whew, gotta love this lineup. Very surprised it made top cut. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate we didn't get to see more of Rico throughout the tournament. I think we saw maybe one game partial that he was on the opposing side during the tournament. So, but anyways, Insulinado, awesome opponent as well. We've seen Insulinado in the LRA, LBR, all over the place, getting some work done from Team Hydra, who's been killing it as of late as well. So let's go ahead and get into the game. Insulinado versus RickoRex. All right, doesn't look like we're getting into the game though. So
can we open Tri-Beam and probably? I feel like the win percentage of this swings so much depending on whether or not we open with Tri-Beam and Probulator. But I mean, at a certain point, it does get less useful, right? What happens if you have a 14 cost Tri-Beam and Probulator? It just summons a 10 drop, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't get like big. Just it really is just bragging rights that you could say you kill the Nautilus at that point.
That's fair.
It's not.
I only ask because I remember in Hearthstone, if you tried to say transform a 10 drop and there were no legal 11 drops, but there was like a 12 drop, you couldn't actually evolve it into an 11 drop, so nothing happened to it. And I was pretty sure that Tri-Beam wouldn't work the same way, but making it cap out of 10 does make sense. Or I could even see an argument where it just summons a random like 14/14 with no keywords, but there's some good 10 drops. I don't think there are any bad ones. So no Tri-Beam in the opener, but still, I mean, Arachnoid Sentry is good against Fearsome.
Did you say our Arachnoid Sentry is good against Fearsome?
No. I said they are.
Oh, they're amazing.
I'm a decisive man. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
I know what I'm talking about.
I don't need you to answer for me.
Listen to you. I speak with my chest. Use your diaphragm, all right? So that's that caster training they gave us. I got to shout out RickoRex's little dude there in the corner as well, by the way. Pretty awesome. I got to like that. All right, so if we had a Tri-Beam, we'd be in good shape right now with basically everything being 3 cost. You know, I guess there's something to be said, too, because of spell mana in this game. If you have all 3 cost cards in your deck, you're always going to be playing mana efficiently, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're decently mana efficient.
All right, so I've actually been able to get Insulinado's hand. I know we've had a lot of problems in the past with, like, getting kicked out mid-game or not being able to get back in, but it looks like, tentatively, it is working.
Oh, Insulinados?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Last.
Did you really?
I mean, we've done this before, right? I think the problem that we were running into is it wasn't consistent.
Wow. Okay. Well, here we go. You've seen it here first, ladies and gentlemen. A cross-region game with both hands. Oh yeah. This is the quality we give you here on these casts. Yeah, tentatively. And then right as we say
I'm so worried.
Don't touch anything, Boulevard. All right, so Precious Pet. There are some 1-drops in here. I know it looks like it's only a 3-drop deck, but here we go. I am so interested to see how this deck wins. Like this is...
I don't know if it's going to win this game.
Yeah, I got to agree.
Anytime that you have to sort of pre-commit the Arachnoid Sentries before Harrowing comes out, it's a little rough, and also no interaction for this atrocity.
We could Culling Strike here instead of developing. Just Culling Strike the Mistwraith maybe, and then that leaves not the greatest open attack for Insulinado, but you still have the Arachnoid Sentries to play on defense.
Yeah, I am a little curious about that myself, because I don't think you are getting a better Culling Strike target.
Yeah, this seems a little weird.
And even if you're going to Culling Strike after blocks are lined up, that is just a little bit of missed damage.
We could Rising Spell. We could have Rising Spell. I gotta like remember what these cards do in hand now, so I know what they do in combat.
Okay, we found a Tri-Beam.
Ooh, okay, here we go.
But we no longer have a Culling Strike target. We can axe to get this up. Do we ever might this just so that we get our tri-beam online instead of using the axes?
Honestly, it might not be a bad idea. Maybe we.
I think Ricko's in a really rough spot.
Yeah, I think not using that calling strike was a mistake.
I think we might have to might just so that we can get this tri-beam into 3 damage range and have it kill an impactful target. Don't laugh at that. Don't laugh at that. They're just words.
Come on, man. Where's your sense of humor, Boulevard? Oh, man. Smile Dot. Thank you very much for the follow. You came here right in time for the semifinals of OLS 18. So, yeah, it looks like we are going to go with the spinning axes. And taking 8 damage to the face, though. And, yeah, we're still stuck with... Like, all right, listen. We have 3 Sentry, 3 Trifarian, 3 Draven, and 3 Subcharger, and 3 Riven, and 3 Iron Ballista. Yeah. We managed to only draw the Arachnoid Sentry.
I mean... You knew that there was a reason you haven't seen this deck before, right? It does have some inherent inconsistencies, as a lot of Noxus PZ decks do. Generally, you're not going to be hanging on to cards super well, which means that these combat tricks that Ricko is overloaded on need to get a little bit more value or like push an impactful amount of damage. But this isn't a Darius deck, so getting our opponent down to like 10 HP doesn't mean that we have this cool auto win button. We have a different deck in our lineup that does that. But, you know, now, as we mentioned, I guess we're kind of hoping that Insulinado is going to throw down a Doom Beast so that we have a Calling Strike target, because trying to get this Tri-Beam Improbulator online right now is looking like a pretty awkward ordeal.
Oh, what do we got? All right, it's going to be Stalking Shadows. I mean, so Doom Beast is going to be the only Calling Strike target, like, moving forward. So at least we can get this off.
Yeah, Insulinado throws it down, not setting up for a harrowing on the following turn, which makes a fair amount of sense. I don't think that the death pool is really enticing for him right now, and you've got all these other cards that you can continue to run out. So, hooray, we found the Calling Strike target, and we are critically going to be in atrocity range once both of these miss rates come down.
I think we have to play the Tri-Beam here, maybe? I mean... I guess not. Technically, we can block both of these units, so there's... But, like, I think we need to play more mana efficient is the problem.
Well, we're going to... I would imagine that if we go for blocks on the side of Insulinado, we're going to Rising Spellforce.
Okay, yep.
Get that quick attack, take a nice trade, you know, buff up the Tri-Beam just a little bit more. And Insulinado is 1 mana shy of being able to run out both Mist Rates and play Atrocity on the following turn. But I don't think there's really going to be anything to stop him from just atrocitying it on Ricko's next attack turn. I don't think there's actually, you know, enough kill spells in the deck for that to happen.
All right, so do you Rising Spellforce the Arachnoid Sentry here? I think so, because I think you're happy to trade the Legion Saboteur for a Fearsome unit.
Yeah, and you want to be able to hang on to that Fearsome blocker.
Yeah.
So RickoRex has dealt his first point of damage.
Congratulations.
We Risen missed on the side of Insulinado. I think this is over. But actually, the board getting cleared does make the way for the Harrowing as well. And we're going to lock that one in. Currently grabbing a Wraithcaller, a Callista, a Doom Beast, and 2 Mist Wraiths. 3 Mist Wraiths if we miss Allegiance. And that's not something we have an answer for.
And, yep, that's just going to be game. That is a tough break for Ricko. I mean, we have this Tri-Beam, but...
Insulinado has every answer you could possibly hope for. We'll have to see what comes out of the Tri-Beam, though, and it is not good.
Can we just grab, like, something, anything? Is there anything that's 4 cost that, like, wipes the entire opponent's field? I don't think so.
Unfortunately, not yet.
No, there's a 4 cost that wipes your field. Solitary Monk.
That's a 3 cost.
Oh, sorry, that's 3 cost. Okay.
See Ricko attempting to might the Doom Beast.
Well, that feels so bad. You know, I was very, very excited to see Ricko play. And it feels bad to see the deck lose so handedly here, I think, in this first game. But we'll see what happens next, because I do think this was a pretty bad matchup for this deck.
Yeah, and it would have been an absolute disaster if Ricko fell out before the finals and we didn't get to see any of it, because this is a lineup that we were very excited for. We talked about how he inflated the deck diversity completely on his own.
The deck is called Tri-Beam.
Are you surprised?
No, not at all. Not at all. I love him for doing that, because...
All right. It looks like the Freljord was banned and Ricko's going to switch over to the Zoe Darius.
Okay.
Unless he was just teasing. He was just teasing.
Is it actually?
Oh no, it was the bait and switch.
It was. Let me refresh his stream just in case here. Oh yeah, was that the last game?
Yeah.
That was weird. Give it 1 sec, everybody. Sometimes these Twitch streams are a little finicky. You know how that goes. All right, here we go. I think we're back in action here.
Insulinado just hasn't locked in a deck yet.
Yeah, so it looks like it is going to be Zoe Darius for Ricko.
Excellent.
And very curious to see how this performs. What was the other one again? The Freljord one? That's just the Overwhelmed one, right?
Yeah.
So that's actually okay. So this is good. That's actually the more familiar deck that we know.
That is the RickoRex special.
Yeah. And well, RickoRex special, but a deck that I have also seen other people bring to tournaments and play on ladder. These two decks, I gotta say,
wholly original.
Yeah, wholly original is right. Now, some weird choices here, like crowd favorite, a one of, right? Like,
yeah,
it doesn't seem like it really goes to this deck. I'm sure you probably do develop a wide board just because it is an aggro deck, but having it as a one of seems a little odd. Decisive maneuver as a one of as well. So maybe just looking to kind of get those down as finishers later on in the game.
Yeah, you do have some go wide mechanics like House Spider, so having a couple of payoff cards in there, I don't think I hate. And I don't know too much about Spider aggro, but barring that deck, I believe that discard aggro is really the only crowd favorite deck in the meta right now. Mm-hmm. If you even want to call Spider aggro in the meta, if you countered it. So yeah, I mean, you're definitely not as all in on that super wide board. You're not playing like the Poro Cannons and the Jury Rigs and able to get down these really cheap units. But yeah, if you're playing an aggro deck and you play House Spider, yeah, I could see you throwing in a crowd favorite.
Well, we'll see if it pays off. We don't have it in our starting hand. We do have plenty of aggression in our starting hand, though, so this should be pretty nice for Ricko getting started here. Ezreal, okay. This is... I can't click on it. This is Ezreal, right? On the side of it.
No, this is Swain.
This is Swain, sorry.
Yeah,
this
Draven
is the
Swain.
one Draven Swain that was brought in the top cut. We actually had 4 Ezreals. So, okay. So, a little less removal, I guess, with the... Because I was going to say, something like an early Ezreal, I don't think is something that Ricko can deal with, aside from blocking it with a Zoe.
He plays Calling Strike.
Oh, there's 2 Calling Strike in here. Okay, so there is actually some... That seems so weird.
It does, doesn't it? But now
What?
Ricko seems like he's running into this sort of the opposite problem of last game, where he's just overloaded on units and doesn't have any of the spells. Granted, I don't know that any of the spells in the deck would actually help him out here. You are going to play unit gets removed for quite some time, as we see Insulinado's hand of double Flock, double Sentry, Mystic Shot. So yeah, maybe it is working out for you that you don't have a Brothers Bond, but Pale Cascade would look really nice alongside all this.
Pale Cascade would be great, yeah. When you're facing down that much removal, if you're able to get even one of those to trade with a piece of removal from Insulinado, you're going to be in pretty good shape. I think we do have enough larger units in hand, though, to, I don't know, get through some of the removal from Insulinado. This feels terrible, though. This was asking to get Sentry flocked. Like,
yeah.
You know your opponent had 4 mana. You throw down the Basilisk Rider.
That's still, I mean, that's a -1 on the side of Insulinado, right?
It's like a -half, right? You still have the body from the Sentry.
Yeah, that's true.
So
but when you're playing,
half.
when you're playing an aggro deck, the Sentry stun does feel really relevant. So the fact that it's used to set up for a flock, you're not going to be too mad at that. But I mean, Insulinado has another copy of that trick up his sleeve. And Ricko, kind of overloaded on Farron's right now. Just getting the top end of this deck, not able to go for these wide early games, which honestly he's not really super set up for. He does have Legion Saboteur and Zoe. Just not really finding those 1-drops, finding a small handful of 2-drops, but yeah, getting loaded up on double Farron never feels good, especially when, nope, he does play 3. He deserves this.
Yeah, he can listen to you. Yeah, drawing anything that's typically like maybe even 6, you could argue, multiple of any 6 cost or greater generally is going to hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Farron especially, playing 3 of it, really just going for that aggressive late game. I mean, if we can live, we have way more reach than Insulinado's ever going to have. So it's just a matter of, I guess, preventing this Swain from really becoming a problem early on here.
And Insulinado, honestly, while he's got a good defensive hand, doesn't have a lot of He has Leviathan now.
Yeah,
Okay.
never mind. We take it all back. This is that's exactly what I was worried about mentioning the Farron. Like, if we draw a Leviathan or a Swain, things get a lot worse
Yeah,
for Ricko.
but Leviathan doesn't match a Farron particularly well. You can block it and take no damage, but then you are still going to have to use a removal spell on the Farron. It doesn't deal with the Decimates very well. And yeah, I don't think that the hand that Insulinado opened with here really deals with the early aggression that it needs to. I think that the Farrons are going to get down from Ricko. He's going to feel pretty safe on the turns that he gets to do it. I guess the question that's going to happen is, what does Insulinado's board look like by the time that these Farrons are coming down, and are we wide enough that Ricko's not going to have the time to play Decimate? Because we haven't really taken any damage here in the early game. We are currently 5 Decimates away from lethal.
5 I like how that's how we calculate lethal now. We're 5 Decimates away from lethal. Hey,
well, when Ricko's whole game plan right now looks like I need to just run out Decimates until you die, that's 2.5 turns of decimating your opponent, which is that's an eternity in Farron years.
Yeah. You also understand 5 Decimates is 20. Like, that's... He's also just, the entire Nexus health away from lethal.
I think it was... Oh, Insulinado gets a Sparkle Fly. That really doesn't mean much, but it doesn't mean nothing. It is a Zoe blocker.
Yeah, the Soraka emote. It is a Zoe blocker, and if we are having to go that Decimate route, then it's going to pose a problem.
It could put us into 6 Decimate range.
Yeah, that's going to pose a problem. That's every Decimate that we get. And honestly, it might, because we have to play the Decimates over so many turns, it might be able to attack again.
Yeah, and I mean, if a Draven comes down from Insulinado, we start getting those spinning axes onto this Sparkle Fly, it could be a real difference maker, but that doesn't feel like a realistic option. I think for now, it is just sort of representing a Zoe blocker more than anything. The lifesteal is going to be nice, but I don't think it's going to be overall impactful. Unless we can get it into, hit 3 times after we took a Decimate and get ourselves into the 6 range. But honestly, right now, Insulinado does not have an answer for this Captain Farron, and we are going to have the attack token on 8 on the side of Ricko.
And I was just going to ask that, too. So when you have Farron, would you rather have the attack token on 8 or on 9?
I like it on 8.
I mean, prefer
especially
it on 9.
With 2 Sentry already coming out of Insulinado.
I'm just talking about in general. I prefer playing it on my opponent's turn and then being able to open attack with it.
And then going for the Decimates?
Yeah, and then going for the Decimates. So
yeah, but I already attacked a turn early. I mean, it's pretty matchup dependent. I don't think it matters too much in a lot of matchups. It's definitely not like my deck is going to live or die based on whether Farron gets to attack the turn he came down or the turn after. Yeah. Definitely not as much as something like Endure Spiders that's really looking for those odd attack turns.
All right, well, we are getting an attack here from Insulinado, which one of these spiders is going to trade with the Arachnoid Sentry. We could technically trade the other if we wanted the Brothers Bond. I don't think we want to go that route. That feels pretty bad.
I don't think you're going to get a better Brothers Bond than this, because I think the one way that RickoRex loses is by Insulinado's board being too wide when we start Farroning.
Yeah, the other consideration is if we do save the Brothers Bond... I mean, that's more damage. Well, yeah, there's that. There's also more damage onto the Overwhelm with Farron.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say next turn the goal is we play Zoe this turn. Next turn we play Farron. We attack. If the Sparklefly blocks a Zoe, like you said, you can trade the Zoe, which is good because you get rid of the lifesteal and the Sparklefly. But then you have the Farron that's also going to deal an additional 2 damage over what is probably going to be the Leviathan that comes down to block it.
I would imagine Zoe's getting blasted by this Tri-Beam, though. It's only at 1, but I mean, there's no.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Pale Cascade, but I think that is the only thing that could save this Zoe.
Yep. Which, honestly, I mean, Insulinado is probably going to play around that. I mean, that's not out of the question, right? You only need to draw one other 3-cost spell to play around Pale Cascade and play Tri-Beam safely. But, on the flip side, this is your one chance to play Tri-Beam and avoid an open attack with Zoe.
Yeah, I like Tri-Beaming here because if your opponent has Pale Cascade, then you're losing your Sparkle Fly.
Oh, yeah, you're going to lose it in the trade anyways.
Yeah. And I think that with the way this game is going to play out, like, it's going to be Leviathan next turn. It's going to be Swain the turn after that. I think it's going to be quite some time before you can actually play this or even get down another 3-cost card to buff it up. And I mean, Porofly, that not bad as far as one drops go. I guess it's not as aggressive as you would have liked, but
I mean, at least it sticks around with the spell shield.
yeah.
Now, all right, what's the all right? It's another rummage. So this is very much still there's still a chance for Rico to win this. Oh, okay, all right, never mind. I thought he drew a Swain. Never mind. It was just
No.
the Leviathan.
Yeah, and
that
that Swain is leveled.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, so Insulinado is just going for the Swain Leviathan combo, and honestly.
Yep. I think that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I think that's enough because I don't think Rico, with that combo being assembled, with the attack token next turn for Insulinado, I don't think Rico's actually going to have the time to play all 3 decimates. Plus, this is 7 damage. I wonder if Sparklefly is going to be the difference. If the Sparklefly attacks, that puts him at 13, which is just outside of the 3 decimate range. And I think that's why we're thinking about playing this Brothers Bond here. I mean, I don't hate it if he goes for the Brothers Bond just so you get that extra damage in, but no, all right. We're going to not do that. And let's see. I'm curious to see how this works out.
I'm curious what we're saving this Brothers Bond for, because you only need to bank 1 spell mana going into 9 to be able to double decimate.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, because what did he have? 3 spell mana, right, that he banked. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's why I didn't hit the Brothers Bond. Ooh, okay.
I don't mind this.
That's a good top deck.
What is scary here is that nothing is scary here, actually, because we can so we're digging on Insulinado's side for a way to stun this Farron, but the Brothers Bond does develop additional fearsome blockers.
Yeah.
The problem is that we are getting a lot of damage pushed through by this Leviathan as well. Even just the overwhelm ability.
Yeah, plus the 3 at the start of the next turn. I just don't think that Rico is going to have enough time to play these decimates is the issue. Sure, we live, I think, this turn.
Yeah, but I don't think that Actually, I don't even think you live this turn.
We block the...
You probably do. I don't think Rico lives through his own turn. I think that Insulinado probably kills him with the Leviathan at the start of round, going into his next attack turn.
Oh, wait, yeah, hold on. 2, that's 6, 7. Oh, yeah, I think that's exact lethal. Because if you block the Leviathan with the House Spider, that's gonna... Oh, no, that's gonna be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah.
Okay, but actually back the Sentry.
Oh, wow. Interesting. I wonder what Insulinado... So now I think we do live. Are we just gonna take all the damage from the Leviathan? We live if we take the Leviathan and the Sparklefly hit. I mean, do you care about saving the additional 2 health by blocking the Leviathan with the house? Or I guess it doesn't really matter because you're only... These blocks just seem so weird. I guess you're only saving 1 more health blocking the Leviathan with the House Spider, ultimately.
Yeah, but
it still seems weird to block it with the Saboteur.
And this is what we were talking about, though, right? I mean, Rico's only play, at least that we can see for the time being, is play Farron, attack.
Okay.
And that gets blocked by anything.
Well, okay, so that Sparklefly did come in big because 2 Decimate doesn't win the game, so that is huge. But
yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. I was gonna say the open attack, but it's just gonna get ooh. Oh, we have Death's Hand off the top. Darius is pretty big. Darius, if it wasn't gonna get stunned, I think would have won the game for Rico.
I believe you.
Let's see. That's 10. It would have blocked. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No,
it would have been one shy if we blocked with the Leviathan. Yeah. Wow. But yeah, I mean, the Sparklefly. The Sparklefly brought Insulinado back into the game. That lifesteal coming in big, stopping the Decimate counter.
I can't believe I said it a few turns ago. This Sparklefly literally won Insulinado the game because if that wasn't there, we just play this Decimate and we win. That's crazy. Man.
It was nice to see Basilisk Rider. It was nice to see Darius.
Yeah.
It was so unfortunate to see Sparklefly, the sort of bane of aggro, coming out in a deck that it had absolutely no business coming out in and just crushing the dreams of our good friend RickoRex here. But that does mean that Insulinado has come back from a defeat in the last round, coming in as one of the X2s, gets revenge into the top 8, takes out RickoRex in the top 4, and will be moving on to the finals.
All right, Insulinado going to be repping Team Hydra in the finals of OLS number 18. Will he be able to take it home? And who will his opponent be is the question. You guys will see that when the finals gets posted tomorrow on the channel. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that bell to get notified when the video does go live. And as always, everybody, stay healthy, stay positive. I hope shit just works for you, and peace out.